Hello everybody, today we're going to take a look at MASHLE, Magic and Muscles, or MASHLE, Magic and Muscles. I'm going to pronounce it MASHLE, so if I'm wrong, I'm very sorry to the creator, Hajime Kōmoto, for mispronouncing that, but I really like this manga, so I'm pretty sure that will compensate it. And now we finally have an anime adaptation, and I gotta say that I really enjoyed it. I think that MASHLE is a very amazing series and manga that I came to enjoy over the last couple years. And it's funny because it is actually the first manga collection that I've collected completely from beginning to end. So it has a very special value to me. I knew nothing before I purchased it. And I gotta say that I was very impressed with what I saw and what I kept reading. So like the anime adaptation originally was one of my most expected shows of the year. And I gotta say that it like succeeded all my expectations because it like adapts the manga part by part. So if you really enjoyed it, you also enjoy the anime adaptation. But it also like makes a lot like it really brings a lot of life to these characters because it is a really funny setup universe and some really interesting and funny characters that I came to love over the last couple years. And this anime really makes the most out of the source material. So to summarize, MASHLE is actually a parody of Harry Potter. So basically it has the same setting. It is a school for wizards, and our protagonist, Hepburn, is a character who does not know how to use magic. He is incapable of using magic, but he compensates it by beating everybody up because he has really strong muscles. He basically trains every single day, and this causes him to become cartoonishly powerful. So basically it's as if Chuck Norris went to Hogwarts. It is a premise that I really found very interesting, and it leads to very hilarious moments. If you read the chapter 1 of the manga, you'll realize like what I'm talking about, but it's filled with so many funny moments that also translate well to the anime. And I gotta say that I just loved it. I think it's very amazing the way they also like touch on serious subjects, but also make the most out of the humor and the funny situations that our protagonist find itself in. So that is basically the main gist of the story. So Mash doesn't know how to use magic. So basically what he does is when people solve problems using like spells or like the same way in Harry Potter, they use spells to open doors, he would basically punch the door, or like, take it off his hinges because he can't tell if it's pushable or pullable. So he just breaks down doors everywhere he goes. Another example is when he games into a game of Quidditch. Well, basically the Quidditch version of the MASH universe, he doesn't know how to fly a broom because originally you have to use magic in order to use the brooms. So what he does is he takes the broom, he throws it up in the air, he jumps on the broom, and basically everybody thinks he's flying. He moves at superhuman speed, he can pick up stuff, and it is funny like the way nobody suspects he uses magic, and it leads to some very interesting and funny scenarios. So that is basically the whole initial episodes of the series. And at the same time, some more serious plot points start coming. So basically he encounters a lot of antagonists, and it is something that we will see in future seasons, because right now we're on chapter 12 of the manga, and I gotta say like the beginning is kind of like more funny situations, and over time it like the stakes get raised higher and higher. So over the next couple of seasons we're going to see like more powerful enemies and basically reveal stuff about this world that actually make the serious parts actually interesting, and that's something I really appreciate about the manga and the anime. Also, there are side characters that make the story much more interesting. For example, there's Finn, Lance, Dot, and Lemon, which are the main side characters. They basically like serve as the role of Hermione and Ron in the original Harry Potter universe that MASH is parodying. But I love the way these characters interact, and each one has their own quirks, their own like special powers, their own like insecurities. And even if the series is very comedic, each character has very serious moments that I really enjoyed. For example, and also like they have their own quirks. For example, I think Lance is extremely obsessed with his sister, which is really funny. And then Lemon is obsessed with Mash, so she is actually in love with him. And it leads to some really interesting and funny like character development scenes. Like Lemon is just completely in love with him from the moment he saves her in the beginning. And the rest of the anime is filled with so many like references to that moment that just makes it really funny. So that's something I enjoyed about the side characters. So like I said before, there were a lot of funny moments, and the action is also good. It's like standard for any like shonen anime. There's a lot of really prolonged fight scenes, and sometimes it works really well. Let's go first with the jokes. So there are a lot of funny moments in MASH. Like I said before, this is like the highlight, and like other like comedy centered anime, it has like a lot of really intense moments and jokes that don't work. And I feel like in this one there are more jokes that work than those that don't. And the action actually has a lot of really awesome moments. But I feel like this is a problem I also have with the manga, is that the battles are more prolonged. Like those kind of prolonged battles where like they defeat one character, then another character appears out of nowhere, and then they defeat that character, and that takes like 3 or 4 episodes. I feel like those scenes were really prolonged, and it were really confusing. So that's something I have mostly a problem with anime in general, but this one has a lot of scenes like that, especially like the last few episodes, which makes it really confusing. And the manga also has up and down. So I guess I'm more of a fan of like the story centered chapters in like anime in general than the action oriented ones. But I guess that's kind of like standard in shonen. Like right now I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's kind of like the same in that way. I feel like the action scenes can be like more prolonged, but the story ones make it really worth it. They're really interesting. And the same thing happens in MASH. So I gotta say that MASHLE, Magic and Muscles has a lot of really awesome moments. It does a really good service to the original manga. And I gotta say, like, the animation was also really good. It's like really like more simple animation than other like anime. For example, Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer have really detailed animation, but this one has like more simple style. And I'm not gonna say it's bad, it's really good, but also like it makes the best out of the simplicity of the animation, and that's something I really enjoyed. Like it makes the most out of the funny moments, and I just really enjoyed it. I think it's really good, and season 2 is coming next year. So as a final score, I'm going to give MASHLE, Magic and Muscles Season 1 an 82 out of 100. I just really enjoyed it. I think they're really great characters. And if you want to have a laugh, just check out the manga or the anime. They're really good, and the chapter 1 made me laugh so hard. So anyways, that's pretty much everything for today. So if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.